you're listening to the A to Z for Moms podcast. I'm Jody Martin, and today is Motivational Monday. Yay, hooray! Let's kick off the week with some inspiration and self-help. If this is your first time listening to my podcast, it's a daily podcast Monday through Saturday, and our weekly lineup is as follows. Motivational Monday, kicking off the week with inspiration and self-help. Teaching Tuesday, homeschool insights and educational guidance. Whip It Wednesday, culinary adventures and cooking tips, exploring the culinary world and improving your cooking skills. Parenting perspectives on Thursday, getting advice, stories, and support for parenting. And Food Storage Friday, learning about food storage and preparedness. And then Money Magic for Moms on Saturday, discover entrepreneurship and ways to make money from home. That's our weekly lineup. You can view the podcast if you like to see the podcast with video so that you can see my facial expressions and hand gestures and all that fun stuff. You can follow it on my YouTube page. My channel is A to Z for Moms Like Me. That's all words, no numbers or anything weird like that. It's just A to Z for Moms Like Me. That's the YouTube channel. That is also my TikTok channel. Channel? Is TikTok called a channel? No. Page. Following? That's my TikTok user. How's that? And so if you want to follow me on any of those, you're welcome to do that. You can also listen to this podcast on all your major podcast platforms, or you can listen to it on my blog at a2zformoms.com. So without further ado, let's get into today's show. So today's show is the power of positive thinking. Very powerful and fantastic topic. It's kind of everything starts with thought, right? So every show we go over 4 different things throughout the show. So today we are going to do number 1, we're going to talk about physical and mental benefits of positivity. Number 2, resilience and overcoming challenges. Number 3, enhancing personal and professional success. And number 4, techniques for positive thinking so you can improve it in your life as well. Let's start with number 1. So we have our physical and mental benefits of positivity. So positive thinking can actually influence your physical health and well-being. There's so many quotes. All you have to do is a simple Google search for positive thinking memes or quotes, and there's all these, as a man thinketh, so is he, and there's so many great books out there. If you've never read any self-help, positive thinking, positive affirmation type books, check it out. There are some really good books out there, and it's uplifting, and it's something that feeds your brain, and it gives you a good perspective on things, because really positive thinking comes down to perspective and how you're looking at things. Studies have shown the mind-body connection with a positive mindset can contribute to lower stress levels, improved immune function, and overall better health. So let's talk about that. Stress reduction. So positive thinking is known to reduce the production of stress hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline. Lower stress levels contribute to better cardiovascular health, so your heart, reduced inflammation, and an overall sense of well-being. So inflammation is really interesting because most diseases and sicknesses start with inflammation. And isn't that interesting how just positive thinking reduces the production of the stress hormones? Okay, so just thinking positive, just by changing your thoughts, your body is responding and making less of the hormones that stress you out. Your cortisol, your adrenaline, and then things that cause inflammation. Isn't that amazing? You can literally think yourself healthier. That's kind of cool. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that positive thinkers tend to have lower cortisol levels, indicating reduced stress. So, I mean, that we kind of already talked about that, but that is a verified resource for you there. Also, people who are positive thinkers tend to approach challenges with a more relaxed mindset, reducing the physiological and psychological effects of stress. It's kind of interesting. Have you ever noticed someone who is just super laid back and just doesn't seem to get bothered by much? A lot of times that goes hand in hand with positive thinking. Also, a positive self-image, physical and mental benefits. So a positive self-image. Individuals who consistently think positively about themselves are more likely to have higher self-esteem and a greater sense of self-worth. Obviously, they're thinking positive thoughts about themselves. Well, if something's positive, it has worth, right? And higher self-esteem, all that. Also, an increased sense of life satisfaction. So many things with this. It is such a simple technique, or a simple, what's the word I'm looking for? Concept. There we go. It's such a simple concept with amazing and drastic life-changing results. As far as physical, improved immune function. Positive thinkers have a lower risk of developing certain chronic diseases. And this could come into play partly with the inflammation stuff. Positive thinking is associated with behaviors that can lower the risk of conditions such as cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, and obesity. There's also a faster recovery from illness. Positive thinkers have better sleep. They, again, cardiovascular health, let's talk about that for a little bit. So that's your heart. So you got lower blood pressure, reduced heart rate, and lower risk of cardiovascular diseases. Now, if you think about it, people who have high stress jobs or high stress lives, commonly they have heart issues, right? The stress, the anxiety, those high cortisol levels, all that takes a toll on your heart. Well, if you take it away and you're a positive thinker and you reduce your stress, that it kind of goes hand in hand. Do you see how this is a domino effect, right? Do you see the domino effect? And whenever you have a domino effect like that, you work your way backwards to find what is the root. And whether you're trying to solve something positive or negative, it's always awesome to learn what the roots are, that this is the key source. And everything else is just a domino effect of it. Pain management. So this is really interesting. Studies have suggested that individuals with a positive mindset may experience less intense pain and discomfort compared to those with a more negative outlook. So their pain tolerance is higher. Isn't that interesting? Their pain, it's almost like they're just not as sensitive to those nerves and the emotional, physiological triggers. Very interesting. Positive thinkers tend to live longer. Individuals with a positive attitude towards life may be more likely to adopt healthy lifestyle behaviors, contributing to a longer and healthier life. And I mean, that makes sense if you're doing more positive lifestyle behaviors, you're exercising, and you think about things. What's that quote in the movie Legally Blonde, where she says she's talking about how the girl that was accused of murder, and she's like, she works out. Working out gives you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy. Happy people don't kill their husbands. It's funny, but it's true. So a study published in the American Journal of Epidemiology. Did I say? I probably just totally butchered that. Epidemiology, that's what it is. Found that individuals with a more positive outlook on life tend to live longer than those with a more negative outlook. So there's your study. There's your proof. There's also a reduced anxiety and depression risk. Again, this is another domino. Anxiety and depression. That's basically that goes along with your stress and anxiety. stress, anxiety, depression, those are all dominoes. So positive individuals may be less prone to negative thought patterns, obviously, because they're thinking positive. So they're not going to fall into the negative thought patterns. And the negative thought patterns are linked to mental health conditions such as anxiety and depression. Better emotional regulation as well. Individuals who cultivate a positive mindset are better equipped to manage and regulate their emotions, leading to greater emotional well-being. They have a boosted motivation and goal achievement. So that's going to be your mental benefit. Optimistic individuals are more likely to set and pursue meaningful goals, contributing to a sense of purpose and accomplishment. They have, as discussed before, healthier lifestyle choices, including engaging in regular physical activity, eating a balanced diet, and avoiding harmful behaviors, all of which contribute to a better physical health. I think that also ties in with the longer life, too, living longer. Obviously, do you see how this is all connected? You have all these domino. Their lifestyle choices are healthier. They're going to have regular physical activity, a balanced diet, avoid harmful behaviors. And I mean, just all of this leads to a happier, healthier, longer life, physical and mentally. Okay, so that's the physical and mental benefits of positivity. Number 2. Now, one thing I'm going to say in this podcast, you're going to see a lot of repeats because, again, a lot of these dominoes connect, and it applies where it applies in one area. It also applies in other areas. So there might be some repeats here. So number 2, resilience and overcoming challenges. So people with an optimistic outlook tend to foster the enabling, as I'm reading. Positive thinkers foster an optimistic outlook, enabling individuals to approach challenges with the belief that they can overcome them. This mindset helps in reframing setbacks as opportunities for growth and learning. So having that, it's kind of interesting because that optimistic outlook, it's kind of like I discussed on another podcast, seeing the silver lining and being able to look at a situation and see where the positive outcome is, or it's like having the gratitude for the good things that it's not going to last forever. There's something good that comes of everything. Also the problem-solving orientation. So instead of dwelling on problems, they're focused on finding constructive solutions. That's a huge thing that I am a problem solver. And that is one thing that drives me crazy. You can either find problems or you can find solutions. You can have excuses or you can have solutions. And some people, all they want is an excuse. Everything in life, they just want an excuse. And I've had that with my kids sometimes, that where, they're complaining about something and I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but I'll give them a solution. I'll be like, oh, okay, well, you could blah, blah, blah. You could do this. No. And they give me another excuse. I said, well, okay, then do this. And eventually it becomes very clear that I'm trying to solve the problem and they are trying to come up with excuses to avoid the problem or to prove that it is a problem. And they want to hold on to that problem, and I'm trying to help them get through it. And so at some point I will just tell them, okay, so I've given you solutions, so now it's your choice to either solve the problem or hold on to it. And at that point, it's kind of that reality wake-up check of, what are you doing? Are you trying to hold on to the problem so that you can have an excuse, so you can be a victim, so you can get out of doing something, so that, whatever, you're getting something else out of it? Or do you really want to solve the problem and move forward? Because you can't move forward until you solve the problem. It's a proactive approach. It enhances resilience by empowering individuals to take challenges head on. Adaptive coping strategies. So resilient individuals are more likely to use coping mechanisms such as seeking support, maintaining sense of humor, and staying focused on what they can control. There's an increased emotional intelligence. So emotionally intelligent individuals are better equipped to understand and manage their emotions, as well as navigate interpersonal relationships, which contributes to resilience in the face of challenges. So see, there's another domino. These are kind of all related here. Another one is learning and growth mindset. And I love this. I love this because, again, I just love how they're all connected. Do you see how all these dominoes are so connected? Learning and growth mindset. Again, they are believing that challenges provide opportunities for learning and personal development. This mindset fosters resilience by promoting a willingness to embrace change and adapt to new circumstances. So again, they're problem solving. They're not holding on to that problem. They're growth mindset. They're looking at the positive, that silver lining of what can I learn from this? Where can I grow? How can I get through this? That just comes from positive thinking. Isn't that awesome? Stress reduction. Again, so here's another one. So we had talked about that for physical and mental, but this comes with resilient individuals are better at managing stress and bouncing back from its effects. So, I mean, everybody has stress, but it's what you do with it. How do you handle your stress? Resilient people, they bounce back from it. A positive mindset helps in maintaining emotional balance during challenging times. So everybody has stressful things happen to them. Everybody has drama occasionally in their lives. Well, some more than others. But I always say things are only drama if you let them be. And stress is that way too. That everybody has stressful times, whether it's school or work or family or friends or neighbors or spouses or children. All these different things, everybody has stressors and stressful situations in their life. But having a positive thinking and positive attitude is going to help you bounce back from those stressors. And it kind of gives you that perception of, again, this too shall pass, right? Social support networks. So resilient people, and positive thinkers, they're more likely to build and maintain strong social support networks that provide encouragement, guidance, and assistance during difficult times. Not only that, but think about it, how much when you are around somebody who is a positive thinker, a positive person, they just seem to attract people, right? Versus a negative person, someone who's just always negative and a downer, nobody wants to be around that. So again, there's another connection. There's another domino. It's like this natural, when you're positive, people tend to flock to you. They want part of that positivity. Why? Because it makes them feel good. You feel good. You're vibrating in this high positive energy and you're happy and you're feeling good. They want a piece of that in their life. Versus if you're depressed and negative and all these things, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that in their life. And some people will tolerate it or try to help the situation. But overall, it's positive people. They're the ones that have built this network and this social structure of support and family and friends. And they have these relationships because people flock to them, because people want to be around their positivity. And it improves everybody's life that they're around. Cultivating gratitude. So this practice helps build resilience by fostering a sense of appreciation and perspective, even in challenging circumstances. That's how they overcome challenges. So by cultivating gratitude. You also have enhanced mental toughness. So this is kind of like with the optimistic outlook and all that too. Resilient individuals exhibit mental strength, maintaining focus and determination during challenging situations. All right, so we've talked about physical and mental benefits of positivity. We've talked about resilience and overcoming challenges. Now let's move on to number 3, enhancing personal and professional success. Who would have thought that being a positive thinker would lead to personal and professional success. I mean, it kind of seems like a no-brainer, especially after the things we've talked about, not only the physical and mental, but then you have your social things and like with the resilient people and things, building that social circle, that's going to help you in your personal and professional life. So a positive mindset can lead to increased confidence, better decision making, and a more optimistic outlook on future opportunities. Positive thinking has been linked to success in the workplace. A study published in the Journal of Applied Psychology, so here's your study, found that optimistic sales professionals outsold their less optimistic counterparts. I mean, that kind of makes sense, right? Like, you go to buy a car and you have this positive, optimistic sales guy versus the guy, yeah, but it's blue instead of red. You know, who wants to buy a car from that guy? So it makes sense when you're out there and the guy's like, oh, and this is going to work perfect for your family and this will be so nice, la, 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 versus the guy that's over there, it's really big and hard to park. You know, who's going to buy a car from that negative guy? Kind of makes sense. The optimistic outlook, the optimistic perspective can lead to a greater belief in one's abilities, increased self-confidence, and more positive approach to opportunities and challenges. They also have improved problem solving. Again, there's another domino. This is related. So not only does it affect other areas, here it is in your personal and professional. This is popping up all over, right? You get these same ones. Individuals with a positive attitude are more likely to approach challenges with a constructive and solution-oriented mindset, leading to more effective and innovative problem solving. They also tend to approach decision-making with more optimism and open-mindedness. Then that can lead to more effective and strategic decision-making. You know, when you're more open-minded, the world has more possibilities, and then you can be a lot more strategic. And this is really helpful, either personal or in your professional life. If you have the ability to be open-minded and see all the possibilities and understand pros and cons, you can make a better informed decision, right? So, also, positive people have increased motivation. This motivation can drive individuals to set and pursue ambitious goals, putting in the effort required to achieve personal and professional success. So, have you ever seen people like that are just so naturally motivated, and they're just doers and they get stuff done? And that's a key. That's something that comes from positive thinking, because they see the end result. They see the potential. They're seeing that positive thinking of what's to come after reaching these goals. Positive thinkers have greater adaptability. In a rapidly evolving world, those who embrace change with a positive mindset are more likely to thrive and succeed in various personal and professional environments. So, again, has the world changed just in the last 3 years. There's been so many changes, and you have to be flexible and open and adaptable. And those who have been able to roll with the punches and keep going and keep building success, versus ones that were so rigid, they shrivel up and they don't, because those changes can drastically affect. You look at, for example, when we had the shutdown in 2020, the companies that adapted and went with it and did work from home for their employees versus the ones who didn't. And how many businesses went out of business because they weren't adaptable. They didn't look at the situation and think, okay, how can we use this? How can we work with this? What can we do? Instead, they were so rigid in their, nope, this is the way we've always done it. This is the way we'll always do it. It's the only way it can be done. And they went out of business. And so, very interesting with the professional way. Positive influence on others. This comes back to that social circle. Positive individuals tend to inspire and uplift those around them. and creating a positive and supportive environment that can foster collaboration, teamwork, and positive relationships, contributing to success in both personal and professional spheres. So now you have, people, like I was saying, people want to flock around and they want to be around people who are positive. They just naturally attract people. People want to be around that. And where it fosters the collaboration, people feel a closeness, and you build this relationship. When you're positive, it's like this sense of trust and comfort, and they feel safe to share their ideas because they know if you're positive about everything, you're going to have a positive spin on even the worst idea. And so they're not afraid to share their idea. They're not afraid how stupid it may sound in their brain, because they know you'll probably put a positive spin on it, and then it makes them feel good. Even if it is the world's worst idea, that you'll put a positive spin on it and they're safe. They know that you're not going to, point at them and laugh and haha, loser, that was so dumb, or anything. Like it's a safe environment, right? Positive thinkers also have increased productivity. They are more likely to approach tasks with energy and focus, leading to greater efficiency and accomplishment of the goals. They have improved communication skills. Effective communication is crucial in both personal and professional relationships. So it leads to clearer understanding, reduced conflicts, and increased success in collaborations. Communication is so key. How many misunderstandings and ruined relationships happen just over miscommunication? I don't know about you, but that is one of the things that drives me crazy when I watch a movie or a TV show and it's something, there's this issue, and it's all because there was a miscommunication. And it drives me absolutely bonkers. And you just want to scream at the TV, oh my gosh, just go talk to so-and-so, or just tell them this, or they didn't know this. And those type of things drive me crazy. But that happens in life. It's so odd, because it drives us crazy to watch it on TV, but we do it in real life sometimes. Hopefully not all the time. Positive thinkers have a greater likelihood of seizing opportunities. A positive mindset enables individuals to see possibilities and challenges. Again, they're going to see that silver lining, take calculated risks, and pursue opportunities that can lead to personal and professional growth. Again, do you see the domino there? They're able to be open-minded, adaptable. They see all of this, and then they can make this informed decision. Positive networking and relationship building. So positive individuals tend to attract and maintain strong networks. This is another domino right back to our social structures. Fostering connections that can open doors to new opportunities, mentorship, and support. Positivity is linked to healthier and more satisfying relationships. A positive outlook can contribute to better communication, cooperation, and overall relationship quality. So there you have in your relationship. All right. So we've talked about physical and mental benefits of positivity. Number 2, resilience and overcoming challenges. And number 3, enhancing personal and professional success. Now, how do we do it? How do we apply it? We're going to talk about techniques for positive thinking. So how can you improve your life? How can you apply this? Like, now we've covered. We know it's amazing. It's wonderful. It's all these dominoes that are all connected, and it all points back to positive thinking. Okay, it's great. We'll be healthier. We'll have more friends. We'll be more successful, and all these things. We'll live longer. But how do we do it? All right, so here's some techniques for positive thinking. You can apply these to your life no matter what stage you are, if you're a natural positive thinker or if it's something you struggle with. These are some ideas. So grab your pen and paper, jot down these ideas so that you'll remember these are the things you can try. And you can try them on lots of different levels to any extreme that you choose. So the first one, well, we're in number 4 for this podcast, but the first one is practice gratitude. Now, if you need some ideas for that, go listen to yesterday's post or yesterday's podcast. It was on Thanksgiving, so it was all on teaching gratitude to children. So practicing gratitude. So that would be a great podcast to listen to just for this first one. Start or end your day by listing things you're grateful for. This can be done mentally or in a journal. Focusing on positive aspects of your life fosters gratitude and shifts your mindset. And I talked about this in yesterday's podcast. There's always something to be grateful for. Even if at the end of a horrible, exhausting, everything went wrong day, okay, you can still be grateful the day is over. You can be grateful that you get to go to bed. You can be grateful you have a minute to yourself. You can be grateful. There's always something to be grateful for. And even the smallest bit of gratitude will help shift your day and your mental thought process. The next one would be positive affirmations. Create positive affirmations that reflect the mindset you want to cultivate. Repeat these affirmations daily, especially during challenging times. They can reinforce positive beliefs about yourself and your abilities. Okay, I'm going to stop right there real quick because positive affirmations. This is another one that I can and I possibly will in the future do an entire podcast on affirmations. Some people are like, oh, affirmations don't work, blah, blah, blah. No. You're doing them wrong. They do work. Let me tell you why. Okay. A lot of people misunderstand affirmations. They misunderstand positive affirmations. Positive affirmations aren't like rubbing a genie lamp and saying, I wish for, okay? That's not how that's not how affirmations work. So, psychologically, with your brain, you have and your psyche, you have your conscious and your subconscious, right? Your subconscious is never wrong. Subconscious is never ever wrong. It can't be. It's never wrong. But your conscious mind changes its mind all the time, every day, every moment. Subconscious is a little bit more set in its ways. So, when you do positive affirmations, the key to, if you really want a positive affirmation to work, basically what affirmations are doing is it's taking your conscious mind and it's repeating a belief, a phrase, a thought. It's repeating it so many times, it's trying to convince your subconscious mind to believe it. Because if your subconscious mind believes it, it's true. It's right. It's happening. That is the truth, because your subconscious is never ever wrong. So, now with that in mind, you have to kind of trick your subconscious because it's a sneaky little guy. And when you say positive affirmations, it has to be believable on some level to your subconscious or it gets immediately rejected. So let me give you an example. We're going to go into depth a little bit with that one. I have red hair, okay, right? I am a redhead. I'm natural born redhead, full on. So let's say, hypothetically, that I wanted to become a blonde, okay? When I did my affirmations, if I was saying with daily affirmations, I am a blonde, I am a blonde, I am a blonde, my subconscious hears that and says, no, you're not. That's silly. You lost your marbles. You're not blonde. You're obviously a redhead, because I know. But if I changed my affirmation to say, every day I'm getting more blonde hairs. Okay, you see the difference? That every day I'm getting more blonde hairs. That is believable. Because in all of my red hair, you can see and find the occasional light blonde strand. I mean, that's normal. In normal hair, you have all variations of colors, right? And if you look up close in my hair, every once in a while, you can find a blonde strand of hair. blonde colored. Even though my overall color is red, you can find the occasional blonde hair. So that is believable. Now, if I say in my affirmation, every day I'm getting more blonde hairs, then my subconscious listens to that and is like, oh, yeah, I guess that could be true. I do already have some blonde hairs and I'm growing new hair every day. Okay, every day I'm getting more blonde hairs. And then what happens? Because your subconscious runs everything. So eventually the results match your subconscious, what your subconscious believes. So that is the key to affirmations. Like I said, it's not some genie lamp. It has to be believable to some degree to your subconscious. All right. And I mean, there's so many people that have done so many books and everything on affirmations, and affirmations are great. And you can say things, and the more that you say things, the more you feel them, and you truly start to believe them. But when you're starting, it has to be believable at some point. You can't say something that's so obviously not true that it's useless to have as an affirmation. So if you're just starting your affirmation and you want to say something, you want to, I am a millionaire, and you're clearly not, take a step back. Take a step back just a little bit. And you can say, go back to money flows freely to me. Because every time you get paid, every time you see a penny on the ground, it's money coming into your life, right? So there's finding ways to make your positive affirmations believable to you. But they do reinforce positive beliefs about yourself and your abilities. Affirmations are fantastic, and I highly suggest doing them. We have so much negative self-talk that the average person does to them, they're in their own head, that, can you imagine? They say that for every negative thought, you need 10 positive ones to balance it out, because sometimes the negative is easier to believe than the positive. So this positive thinking, though, I mean, you think about that. Positive thinking can wash that out, and but it takes a little bit of effort, but you can do it, and it's worth it. You look at all the results that we've talked about through all these dominoes. All right, so one of the next things you can do is surround yourself with positivity. It's kind of hard to be positive and upbeat when you're surrounded with negativity. So spend time with positive and uplifting people. Surround yourself with individuals who exude positivity and influence your own outlook and provide support during difficult times. This, to me, would also incorporate music. Listen to positive music, upbeat, positive music. Watch positive movies. If you're watching all the time, every day, these crime shows, and don't get me wrong, I love a good crime show and or murder mystery or something like that. But if that's all you're watching, and it's this negative, heavy, just yucky, and you're listening to negative, depressing music, what are you bringing into your life? I mean, basically, at the end of the day, you're fighting against your own brain and these outside influences. So you're making your job even harder to be positive when you're surrounded by all this negative stuff. Limit your negative influences. So not only surround yourself with positivity, but limit those negative influences. So identify, minimize exposure to negative influences, whether they're people, news, social media. I personally, we don't even watch the news at my house, because I know that sounds crazy, but there's nothing I can do about it anyway. And if there's anything absolutely important that I need to know, usually family or friends are going to keep me in the loop and tell me. But the news starts to become so negative, and there's just so many different opinions out there, and it's like you don't even know who to trust. You hear one story from one person, and then there's another story, and this is the truth. No, this is the truth. And at the end of the day, it's like it doesn't even matter. It doesn't affect me in the slightest. So I don't need to get invested in either person. Engage in positive activities. So engage, not just surround yourself with positive activities, but engage. Engage in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. What do you love to do? What are your favorite things to do? Who are your favorite things to spend time with? Do your favorites. Whether it's a hobby, exercise, spending time with loved ones, prioritizing activities that contribute positively to your well-being. If you don't know, if you're struggling and you don't know what brings you joy and what things you enjoy doing, I'll give you a good jumping off point would be start with service. Find someone to serve. That's always a great place to start because it puts you out of yourself. You're out of feeling sorry for yourself, whatever. When you're serving, you're acting with love, with compassion, and you're caring for somebody else. And it's a lot easier to be positive when you're doing those things than when you're so wrapped up in yourself and all your own problems. And lastly, establish a morning routine. I am a big proponent on routines. Start your day with a positive morning routine. So that could include activities like meditation, exercise, reading positive affirmations, or setting intentions for the day ahead. Have your routine, and routines are really good. It shows some good habits of self-care, and all that goes with the positive thinking. And in there where it was talking about the physical and mental benefits of positivity, your habits, your healthy habits, you're going to do healthier habits and be more active in things. And a daily routine is part of that. Have a daily routine. Get in that and start your day off right. So there we have it. We've talked about physical and mental benefits of positivity. Number 2, resilience and overcoming challenges. Number 3, enhancing personal and professional success. And number 4, techniques for positive thinking. I hope that today's podcast was helpful to you. And as always, if you have any questions, thoughts, suggestions, ideas, need clarification, or you want to sponsor this podcast or any future ones, you can email me. My email is podcast@a2zformoms.com. And again, the weekly lineup, we've got Motivational Monday, Teaching Tuesday, Whip It Wednesday, Parenting Perspectives on Thursday, Food Storage Friday, and Money Magic for Moms on Saturday. So I hope to see, or you can see me. I was going to say I hope to see you tomorrow, but that doesn't really apply because I don't get to see you. I hope you tune in tomorrow and other days and listen to the show. But at any rate, thanks for listening today and have a great week.